my mom growing up, like she was an incredible mom, but she gave up everything to be my mom. You know, she didn't really have a identity other than the fact that she was my mom when I was growing up. My brother and sister were much older. So I kind of always was like, I'm going to have a career that I love and an identity outside of motherhood, and show my child what that looks like too, what it's like to be passionate about something and what it's like to, have goals and dreams and unattainable things that seem like they're impossible. And then I had my sister who was a businesswoman. So I had kind of had like one side of things that was like all about themselves in business and taking care and making money and getting being awesome. And then I had my mom who was all about mom, 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 mom. So I got to kind of have these awesome role models and kind of put it together.
I mean, do you still do the unattainable with Cooper?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So right away when I had him, am I talking too loud? I feel like I'm so.
No, I love it. We need volume in life.
I'm screaming into my computer. So right away when I had him, I was what, 49 now? I was like 42. And I had a gig coming up a couple weeks later. And we live in Orange County, California. The gig was in upstate New York. And Cooper was about a week late. It was like, woo, we got to go. So he was probably 3.5 weeks old when we got him on that first airplane. And he came all over the world with me for the first 5 years before he started kindergarten. We went to Singapore and Australia and Europe and all these places for me to work. And that was rad and awesome. So when he started school, it was a little bit of a pump the brakes, recalibrate how we were going to do this. And still, like, I'm of the mindset, I had a gig last year in Atlanta, if he can come with me for a week and we can get an independent study moment, I'm still of the mindset that we're going to keep that up. But I kind of had to reevaluate and make some new goals so that I can stay closer to home to work with him, so be near him more.
What does Reach for the Stars look like when you have a kid?
Be happy, 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 happy. Gonna keep you chill.
Welcome back, Creative Mamas. Today on the show, we welcome back for part 2, Nikki Snelson, Broadway powerhouse, director, educator, and the original Brooke Wyndham from Legally Blonde on Broadway. In this episode, Nikki opens up about her expanding journey as director and the inspiration behind her newest creative projects. She shares what it was really like being on another continent with a toddler at the very start of COVID, the chaos, the courage it took to navigate that moment in time. We also chat about how our health priorities shift as we become older moms, her magical village that makes traveling possible. We also talk the surprising lessons that motherhood continues to teach her. It's real talk. You are going to love this. Let's dive in with Nikki Snelson. During COVID, you had Cooper with you, and you were in Singapore. Is that right?
So I was finally getting to direct Chicago. It has not come back to me yet. But Singapore, I don't know for the listeners if they know, Singapore is like got it tight and right. Everything is tight and right. There, things are illegal that are not illegal here, which means nobody misbehaves. There's not a ton of crime. It's very, very clean. And they have protocols in place for everything. So while our government wasn't doing much, they were over there handling it. Yeah. So for a while I was like, well, we should just stay here because there's no cases in Singapore. It's a small city state. We're fine. Everything back in America is a shit show. So we're there. And then there's a group of migrant workers that comes in from Indonesia, and somebody had the virus. And then the numbers kept growing and growing and growing because they stay in really small hostels together. And so then they had to close everything down. Well, Singapore is like New York on crack. Like the apartments are tiny, the tiniest postage stamps you've ever seen, because you're always outside in these glorious, luxurious pools and things. So they shut you down and you weren't allowed to leave the house except for to go out for an hour to go exercise. So I had a toddler essentially running around the table. That's all you could do. And then I got like a mini blow up pool to put on our little deck so that he could go out there. When they finally opened it up and they were like, you can go out for 2 hours a day. I'm like, oh God, let's go for a swim. It's on the equator, so it's freaking hot.
Where was your
But they
nature?
hadn't maintained the pools during that time because you weren't allowed to be out of the house. So it was like great. The privilege coming out of my mouth right now. So,
Yeah, right. Hit it.
but it
Let's
was
go.
like green. There were like animals. It was so disgusting. And then everything started to smell because everybody's got pools. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, this beautiful, pristine,
right.
very safe place went from that to being like an overgrown
Yeah.
area.
Reflects
Komodo dragons walking down the street.
reflects what was happening though, like around. Like there was no regular maintenance. There was no regular.
Right, exactly. But what was fun about that was, my kids in Singapore come from all over. They're Australia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, whatever. But they don't have a ton of like actual tangible access to Broadway. So during that time while we were locked down, I started doing all these Zoom calls with Laura Bell Bundy and Adam Pascal and Jayleen Marcos and all these Broadway people that got to come on and talk to the Chicago cast to kind of try to cheer them up. But yeah, it was going to be a really beautiful show. Never
God. So directing, so that you never actually you never put Chicago up in Singapore because of lockdown.
No, I want to do it. Somebody let me do it.
Yeah, put it out into the uni.
I love it. I was Velma in Maine, but I never got to, that was my one that got shut down. And I was supposed to do 42nd Street at a university in California, and that, of course, got shut down too.
And that got shut down too. But you since though have been really like on this like rampage of directing, right? Like you're really leading these amazing shows. Like you just did Grease, right? Like what are some of what was the directing debut for you?
So when I was Susan in the national tour of Tick Tick Boom before Legally Blonde, and we went to Singapore randomly because the producers knew a producer in Singapore. So that's how we ended up there initially. And this school, the LaSalle College of the Arts, contacted me. They knew I was coming and they asked me to come teach some classes. So I did. It was great. Legally Blonde happened. A chorus line happened. After a chorus line, I was like, I want to travel some more. So I sent that school a message. I said, if you ever need another, masterclass or whatever. And they said, we actually need a director for an upcoming production. Do you want to come? And I kind of, without knowing anything else, was like, yep. So, which was nice. That was the freedom we used to have, right? That we could just say, great, I'll go for 8 weeks to a foreign country by myself. And then come to find out that it was Ain't Misbehavin' and that there were nary a Black person at the school. So we had to make some pivots. I was like, no, we're not doing Ain't Misbehavin'. Oh. So we ended up doing a Fats Waller review. And it was so nice to be so far away kind of from my New York community to cut my teeth doing this thing that was so new to me. Yeah. And over there, I ended up having some awesome mentors, people from NIDA, which is the biggest acting school in Australia, and just kind of got to watch everybody do their thing and learn how to do it so that I could do it here. And then this past year, I guess I've directed and choreographed like 6 shows. So
no biggie, just 6. I just
awesome. Now, wait a second, though. Let's be honest. All the shows I've directed this year are like Grease, Footloose, Heartbreak Hotel, Legally Blonde. Nobody's letting me do Les Mis. Nobody's letting me smudge dirt on anybody's face. It's all like,
I mean,
hello, my baby.
Would you do a production that like daunting? I mean, like,
well, my favorite shows are like Parade, Rent. Right. But I think when you're hiring a director choreographer, maybe it's not as much bang for your buck unless there's a lot of dancing. So
that's right.
Well, my hips still work. I'll do the crazy for yous. And then when my hips stop working, maybe somebody will let me direct Rent.
How are the hips? Like,
girl. Talk about reframing. You and I talked about this the other week. Yeah. I'm having to like redo my diet to an anti-inflammatory moment because first of all, a chorus line, my feet have, I have plantar fasciitis, I have bone spurs, I've got bunions, and I've got arthritis in my feet.
You sound 80 right now, by the way. I'm like, how are your spurs? How's the pelvis?
Wow, my hips still work. Oh my God. I hope none of the people that hire me are listening to this.
That's right.
I can't do it. But I noticed if I don't drink alcohol, and I don't eat a lot of gluten, that I don't have any pain. So, hallelujah.
Isn't that wild?
You and I talked about, though, that what are the other 2 things? Cheese?
The shug. Yeah, but you love cheese.
Sugar and dairy. Oh no, I'm not giving up.
You can't
Forget it.
have cheese. No.
And I heard that buttered popcorn is really inflammatory.
Well,
And
then
let's
you're
be honest,
fucked.
I'm not fucking doing that. Do you
No.
remember what was happening that I would always just go pick up the popcorn
Just go get
from,
popcorn from the Union Square movie theater.
was it for a party or was I just like, no, I'm getting it.
Because we were just hungry assholes who
I'd
wanted
love to
popcorn.
see me coming.
Yeah, they're like,
I'm not seeing a movie, but can I buy a big giant thing of popcorn?
I'll have 3 tubs, extra large. But I carry this through. I ate an entire bucket of popcorn not from the movie theater, but I make it at home now because I'm so lame. At night with my eyes closed, falling asleep with just eating popcorn.
I almost do it every night. My husband's always sending me links like, here's another article about how you shouldn't be doing that. They now sell AMC popcorn, like microwave popcorn, and they send the butter.
How dare.
Disgusting, but delightful.
It's not helping us, those of us in our 50s, approaching 50s.
Oh my God, you're so healthy though.
No, I'm not. I mean, I am in some ways. In other areas of my mind, I'm not.
Always been so healthy.
I need a diet from the anxiety. That's what I need.
I like that. I like that.
I know. Let's say it's diet. Should we talk about motherhood?
Yes, that's what we're here for.
Okay, let's talk about motherhood. Okay. So what is something that you feel like surprised you the most about being a mom or about motherhood? Because, we hear all these things like, this is what you have to expect
Sure.
like sleep to be off and all this shit. But really that might not be the mind blowing thing.
Yeah. None of that stuff bothered me. Granted, Cooper didn't even really cry when he came out of me. Like he's as chill as can be. The things that are interesting to me is I'm pretty nonplussed about things, but if something happens to him or if he is upset about something or if he doesn't like something, it really, really upsets me. And I'm not sure I was fully prepared for that. Like he's in baseball right now and he hates it. And my mom has always taught me you've got to follow through with your commitments.
Yeah.
But it's to a point where we go to the games and he is in the dugout and is like, I am not batting. And I just kind of want to pack up and leave. And I know that's terrible momming because I just feel so bad for him. For instance, we have our last game coming up on Sunday and it's been raining in California a lot. And he's like, I hope it's canceled. I hope it's canceled. My buddy, I was like, we might have a makeup game then. He's like, I'm not going. So, and he's just got the biggest personality, which is really no surprise. But things like that, like I wouldn't call it his losses because he's not bad at it. He just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So that is so painful to me. But then also like when he's proud of himself about something, it just lights my heart on fire. And I love, love, love it. So those are some things that are interesting. And then, this is terrible. I feel like you maybe have the same approach. I give them a lot of rope. Like, I'm like, things that other parents think are a big deal, I really don't think are a big deal. And I get judged for that a lot here in Orange County, California. Super Bowl.
Like, I should have let him drive. I know that, but it's just one time.
No, but like he'll whip out a curse word every once in a while, and my parents are like, and I'm like, yours, like, really, we'll have a talk that maybe he shouldn't do that, and the other kids don't need to hear that, and certainly the teachers don't need to hear it. But I don't find it to be such a huge deal, unless he's hurting someone. If he's cursing at someone or if he's being mean to hurting anybody else, fine. Yeah. But there are certain things that I just don't think are a big deal that a lot of parents.
I couldn't agree with you more. I had a wise family friend tell me when the kids were like first in pre-K or something. And they said, like, what does he call it? He calls it minor. He said, it's minor. It's
I love minor. That. I love it.
And that stuck with me so much because it's so true. Like, I think if you're trying to like really consciously parent, if you really nitpick everything, it'll make you crazy. And like, it also, I think, is like, are we trying to raise perfect kids or are we trying to raise kids who are also just conscious? Like,
right.
Gigi, my younger one has a terrible mouth. I mean, I hear her downstairs sometimes and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I judge myself, but I'm just like, you know what? To your point, like it's not at someone. He wouldn't hurt someone if someone paid him.
Right.
Oh, did I get a phone call from the principal yesterday because he was throwing paper darts and paper clips at the ceiling in the bathroom? Yes. He apologized. He owned his mistake. He wrote a letter to the custodians. Good. You found your accountability. You took ownership of it. You're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to like freak out over it because I feel like there are so many other things that are, especially in our generation, that we have to actually like really pay attention to, mainly what they're coming across on screens. What kind of exposure do you have there? I don't know. Maybe that's not the cause of the bad language. That's us, you and me. I am positive we taught our kids the F word.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, the screens are terrifying, especially when, you know, I can put a coloring book in front of him all I want, but if all of his friends are playing 99 Nights in the Forest, you know, at some point or another, he's going to be on there. But I'll be in the kitchen cooking and I'll hear what I think is Beauty and the Beast, but it's some sort of alt YouTube sexy version of Beauty and the Beast. I'm like, what are you listening to? For me, yeah. So my husband and I have a very different parenting style, and he really wants to, everything is a lesson. And I'm kind of like, I want my lessons to be important. Yeah, and like if I'm constantly throwing around lessons, he's just going to stop listening. It feels like, you know what I mean? So
I think so too.
However, I will tell you, there are these 2 girls at school that are trying to kiss him. He is 7 years old.
I mean,
little hoes need to.
I mean, stay back. What?
Kissed his backside while he was trying to climb up on the monkey bars. I'm like,
oh
no,
it is a thing. This whole like, who do you love and who do you like, and it's so early.
His true love was Ivy a couple years ago. It was she was gorgeous. I give it again. Listen, if you're gonna have a true love, but
it better be Ivy.
Too much.
You found her Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
We've talked about how he doesn't like baseball, but then he's very outgoing. He's always dancing around the house. He sings a lot. And I'm thinking, okay, do you want to do some theater? And he is like, hard no. Immediately no, absolutely not. Which is so interesting because his personality, if I had met him and he was a student, I'd be like, perfect candidate.
Yeah.
He wants to do theater. But I don't know if it's from always being at my shows or what. They're doing Madagascar Junior at his grade school.
And he loves Madagascar.
I know.
I like to move it.
Yep. He said no. I thought, what if he could be King, whatever his name is? King Julian. He didn't want it.
He's not interested. You think it's because of the exposure and he's like,
maybe. And maybe he'll end up coming around to it. And you know what? It's best like the longer. Because I feel like if he does get involved, he'll be all in, and that's going to be a very expensive, long road. So
that's going to be hard for you, right? Like you are fully working, you are fully in the industry, you are directing, you are choreographing, you are like in it. I mean, where would you even have time to take him to a go-see or an audition? Or
well, that's the thing. But he loves like fine art, so maybe that's the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, so you take a look at that, and then you go like, okay, how can I foster their love? Like, how do you know?
Really, there's a lot of outlets over here, so that's really, well, anywhere, especially in New York. So we're trying to get him involved in all of that. But I will say, I have these thoughts of like, if he did do theater, would what I say suddenly not mean anything? Like, is he going to say to me at some point, you don't know what you're talking about, Mom?
Right.
Sally Dink Dance Studio tells him how it is.
Let Sharon Smith's Dance Academy.
Oh, Sharon Smith's Dance Academy. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh my God. Okay. Talk to me really quick about your traveling now. How much are you traveling? Do you travel with Coop? And what does your village look like?
Yes. So it's hard.
He's in school.
Yeah, it's hard because living in California, which I wouldn't give it up for the world. Like we go swimming every day. We go to the beach once a week. It's the perfect place for me to raise a kid. We're, 20 minutes from Disneyland, all the things. We go to San Diego, to the zoo all the time. But my family's in Missouri. So it's tricky because we have friends here, but we don't have family here. And so what's been really great, my family, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law have been super duper involved. And if they know I have somewhere to go, they'll come out and help. So they'll stay with Casey and Cooper, while I go on a work trip, or they'll come to wherever I am. I was, in Rhode Island at Theater by the Sea this, summer, and my sister came up so Cooper could be there during my rehearsal days. So I'm very blessed in that way. I don't know that I could really accomplish shit if they weren't like that. Because Casey has to work too. But my sister and my brother-in-law and my mom are like, actually, Cooper said last night, I said, what do you want to do for fall break, bud? And he said, go to St. Louis.
Oh,
Great, bud.
I mean, that's like they're your triangle right there.
Yeah.
Your square.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
that's
amazing.
really that's amazing. I mean, I think it's really incredible though that like they, everybody's village is so unique. And I think it's so interesting. Like it doesn't always look like that, like you live with your parents. Like we have people in our lives who like still live with their parents and like that's their village. And it's just such an incredible support system.
Yeah.
But like, or have parents that live a mile down the road. Like not everybody has that. And you guys have figured out this way to like, they are far from you. I mean, they're in a completely different part of the country. And for you guys to be able to make that work and have this seems like there's like a lot of harmony in being able to really rely on them so that you can do what you want and not only stay in California, because part of your job and what you love is to go to different areas of the country.
Well, what's hard specifically is I was doing a lot of university work, which really, not that it's not professional work, but I can bring Cooper to a rehearsal at a university. I really cannot bring Cooper to a rehearsal at a professional theater. So
what would that look like?
I mean, when he comes with me I do shows at Vanguard or UCI or whatever, I'll set him up in the corner with his iPad and some snacks and some stuff, and he can be there for a couple hours. But when I'm doing a show at the Moonlight Amphitheater in San Diego, Casey has to be with him for like 12 hours because takes me an hour and a half to get down there, an hour and a half to get back. And then I'm not back until about midnight. And then we got to get up at, 6:30 in the morning to go to school and stuff. So that really sucks. So I love that gig, but it's only 6 weeks and then great.
Yeah. That's the thing with all of these shows that like has an expiration date because of the run. Right. So it's like,
he gets so mad at me. Oh my God. He gets so mad at me. I last weekend was going to Minneapolis for a weekend. And he was so mad that I was leaving. So I bought him a $50 Roblox card for Roblox.
You're like, Mommy loves you.
Yeah, just I thought maybe he'd not be mad at me then. So I told him he could only buy the one avatar that he wanted. And then he had to ask my permission for the other stuff. I'll be damned if I came back on Sunday night. 0 Roblox left. He spent all $50.
Depleted the account.
He's like, fuck what you heard. You left me for 3 days.
Gave it
that's
to me.
That's going to cost you.
So pissed. I love that that's you know what my mom used to leave me when she would leave, like to go sell her Mary Kay cosmetics on the road for a weekend?
What?
In silly straws. A packet of silly straws. I got off on silly straws. That's what I got. Our kids need oh, I'm sorry. Did you need a Lamborghini for when
I know.
It'll be in the driveway for you.
My mom got so mad at me. She's like, you gave him what? She's like, you cannot do that. You're bribing your kid because you feel bad. I'm like, pretty much.
Like, whatever it takes. Don't judge.
Correct.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell. And you are not alone.
We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our Creative Mamas community. Support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause.